Hey, yo, what up, fans of the fucking sport, what up? It's Lamech with Salah Sports TV, back at it again, chill. I'd be remiss if I didn't do a video regarding this Riyadh season card that just happened. Better late than never. So this is my better late than never reaction. I'm gonna start off with Shakur Stevenson. Poor Shakur Stevenson, man. He can't catch a fucking break with y'all, man. Shakur Stevenson, I thought he looked really good in this fight. Now, I can't really judge the level of competition because I never seen that guy in a fight before. But I know the guy, he was in there with Hadley or something like that. Relatively young, had less than 20 fights, so it was a big step up fight for him. But Shakur Stevenson, he looked good, man. I mean, one thing I don't like we can't punish him for we can't punish a fighter for what he not is. Like if a fighter is great, if he has a lot going on, why are we looking for the one thing that he doesn't have to say, oh yeah, you can't punch, right? Well, if he can't punch, people should be like, for instance, like if you, right? You watching this video, you can't punch either, right? But when somebody step to you, they just walk through you and beat your ass. Why can't they do that to Shakur Stevenson? Right? If he just can't punch, why can't they do that to him? Why? Because the guy can fight. And you know I'm not a big Shakur Stevenson fan. A lot of these boxers, I'm gonna touch on a couple topics. These boxers don't stand on business, right? If you are watching boxing and you sitting there with your hands clasped together, and you want these, and you just waiting on these guys to stand on business, you might as well not put your hands down by your fucking side and get with the time, because they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. The best we can ask for in regards to these fighters is have them keep the same energy, right? Let's just start there. Let's take baby steps. Let's have these fucking fighters keep the same energy. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? I've seen a few posts about this, few videos about this. We know that Teofimo Lopez has been saying some wild shit in these videos, right? Saying wild shit, trying to get a reaction, poking the bear, trying to get a reaction, right? Clout chasing the nearest black fighter. We know that that's what Teofimo's been doing, right? He's corny, and yeah. Well, he's been clout chasing Terrence Crawford, right? Bringing up his name, knowing good and well he's not even in the right direction. He's down several weight classes from Terrence Crawford. Crawford is going up to fight at 68, and to fight Canelo at that. So calling out a Bud Crawford at this point, he knew that wouldn't lead to a fight. But what would it lead to? Clout. Fucking clout, right? And at the Riyadh card, Teofimo Lopez is there. He's there as a spectator, just as Terrence Crawford was there. And wouldn't you know, these guys run into each other. They run into each other, but when they do, it's like Crawford, it was like big brother, little brother type energy, even though they ain't brothers at all. And I ain't even going there with it. If you think that's what this is, you got this fucked up. It ain't nothing brotherly, but it was like that. Why was it like that? Why didn't Crawford just beat his ass when he seen him for saying all that monkey shit, right? Why didn't Crawford just beat his ass? Well, you got to get back to Terrence Crawford, right? And this is, trust me, I'm staying on topic. Terrence Crawford didn't switch the energy. He never said Or Teofimo, when I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. He ain't do all that wolf ticket shit. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He stayed in his frame and kept it moving. I mean, he got at Tio. He definitely said what he needed to say to him, but it wasn't no whole bunch of threats and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that to him. Terrence Crawford is a businessman, right? He's a businessman. Not a selective businessman, he's a businessman. So when he saw Teofimo, yeah, they spoke, and I'm sure Terrence Crawford checked his temperature. No doubt about it. I'm sure Crawford checked Teofimo Lopez's temperature. And Teofimo, as you would expect, copped out like the weasel he is, right? The guy's a fucking weasel. All of them dudes is weasels. All them dudes is weasels. And I'm gonna leave that to your imagination to figure out who them dudes is. All them dudes is weasels. And all them dudes is getting packaged the fuck up and sent up out of here. Right? Shout out to Donald Trump, President Trump. But Crawford stayed, he didn't change, he didn't switch the energy. If you want to go back to Errol Spence was talking crazy, right? I'm gonna beat him like Kuta Kinte, and I'm gonna do this to him, and I'm gonna do that. And he light, and he's small, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break him. Right? Errol Spence was talking. He was talking wild, but you never saw Crawford get out of character, ever. So this lines up with Terrence Crawford, right? This lines up now. For them goddamn Charlos, right? For them Charlos be walking around so mad and always head cocked to the side, right? Always steaming mad and shit. But then when you fight Canelo, is man, I look up to Canelo. I look up to him. That's switching the energy. That's switching the energy. That's the bitch ass shit. When you get a Keyshawn Davis, and I know he got his fucking victory the other day. I don't give a fuck. I don't fuck with Keyshawn Davis. I don't fuck with him. I don't give a fuck what he do. I don't care if he go on to become the greatest fighter ever. I don't fuck with him. And I ain't gonna fuck with him. I see, like, once I see your character, I know you a hoe. Ryan Garcia got up there and did all that shit. He was way worse than Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is a fucking clown. Ryan Garcia is a clown. But Ryan Garcia, I think what he did was a lot worse than Teofimo, right? Who came to his defense? Motherfuckers like Keyshawn Davis. Only to turn around when Tio sees he sees all the energy that Ryan Garcia gets from that, all the positive energy that Ryan Garcia got from Hispanics for being racist as shit. Then he said, I'm gonna do the same thing. When he did the same thing, Keyshawn Davis got mad and got upset. Didn't come to his defense like he did Ryan Garcia. See, I don't got time for that. And I'm the type person, real respect real. So I don't care if a million of y'all don't see it. I don't care if don't nobody see it. I see it, and that's enough. Fuck Keyshawn Davis. Right? Fuck Keyshawn Davis. It's not about me. Let me say this real quick. I don't expect fighters to stay on code, right? That's not what I expect fighters to do, is stay true to himself. Once again, don't change the energy. If you got a problem with people saying racist shit, then that gotta go across the board. You can't say, oh, I'm not gonna say nothing about Ryan because me and Ryan are friends. But I'm gonna say something about Tio because fuck Tio and fuck him. And nah, that's whole shit. That's some whole shit. Straight up. Back to the Riyadh card. we got to put some respect on Joseph Parker's name, okay? A lot of you guys don't make me have to call your name out, right? Your crew is featherweight. My gunshot, hey, never mind. But don't make me have to call your name out. A lot of you guys wrote Joseph Parker off a long time ago. You wrote him off, said he was too nice, he's too respectful, and he don't have that dog in him. What about now? What about now? Because as far as my eyes can see, ever since he lost that Joe Joyce fight, Joseph Parker he got that dog straight up. Ever since the Joseph Parker fight, ever since the Joe Joyce fight, Joseph Parker has been looking really good in the boxing ring. And something else that's crazy, I think it's hilarious. Like, a lot of boxing fans just have very low character. You know, like, you guys go, you know all the ramifications. You know Bacoli got called in late for that fight. You know that. But you're such prisoners of the fucking moment, you still picked Bacoli to beat Joseph Parker. You did. Y'all picked Bacoli to win. Then when he go out there and get sparked the fuck out in 2 rounds, now you say Bacoli got set up. Like, shut the fuck up. There's a lot of problems in boxing. There's a lot of guys who do actually get set up in boxing, for sure. No question about it. But Bacoli knew what he was up against. Bacoli watched Daniel Dubois drop out of that fight. Bacoli knew everything. He knew he wanted the check. A lot of y'all knew he wanted the check, but you still picked him. Because you, for some reason, like a lot of y'all, Joseph Parker, he don't talk the right way. He don't make mean faces. He don't curse when he talk. He don't give you none of that extra dumb shit. He just go out there and fight. He just go out there and fight. Now, what I said is, Joseph Parker been looking real good ever since he got his ass whipped by Joe Joyce. But what I could have said is Joseph Parker been looking good ever since he dropped them bricks. Right? If you know, you know. But yeah, shout out to Joseph Parker. He seems to have created a second career for himself. He got a second win in the sport of boxing, right? And I like Joseph Parker against Usyk. I like Joseph Parker's chances, honestly. I do. I don't think he's as fast as Usyk, but he's fast enough. He's fast enough, and he can punch. I think Joseph Parker is a bad matchup for Alexander Usyk. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's a bad matchup for that guy. Right? But let's move on. I think Carlos Adames got screwed. I really didn't like that. I didn't like it. I think it's pretty obvious that he got screwed. Hamza Shiraz did nothing. He did nothing to get a draw in that fight. Right? Carlos Adames, honestly, I was kind of iffy on him before this fight. But I thought in that fight, I thought Carlos Adames fought excellent. I was impressed. I was impressed by the way Adames fought Shiraz. Like, I didn't see a draw at all. I don't see how anybody can have Shiraz winning that fight. One of the judges had Shiraz, gave Shiraz the fight. Which in turn, that's what screwed Adames. Because the judge sat there, saw the fight, and scored it for Shiraz. Like, what the fuck? There's no way you could do that. So, going back to my prior point, yeah, but people get screwed in boxing, for sure. Well, we just got to call it right, man. We got to call it right. Carlos Adames got screwed. In my mind, Israel Madrimov got screwed. Now, I might have to watch that one again. I'm going to watch that fight again, right? But when I watched that fight, I didn't see a Vergil Ortiz victory. I didn't see it. I just didn't. I did not see a win for Vergil Ortiz. Like, he fought well. Like, and I'm not a big draw person. To me, for a fight to be a draw, it has to be action-packed. If the fight ain't action-packed, start to finish, then it shouldn't even be considered for a draw. Just give it to one of the guys, right? But I thought Madrimov won that fight. I thought he outscored Ortiz heavily. Like, the first few rounds, Ortiz was getting blanked. So how in the fuck could he win? How in the fuck could Ortiz win that fight? And you're gonna say he won all the late rounds? We know that's not the case. Did Ortiz get some rounds? Absolutely. I'm not saying Ortiz fought bad. I thought he fought well. Israel Madrimov is a tough guy to fight. He's not giving you a whole lot. He's very herky-jerky. He moves a lot. You know, he can punch. You can't... Madrimov is a tough fight. But I thought Madrimov won that fight. A criticism that I have for Madrimov is he doesn't go as hard for it. When you fight like that, like, you're going to have to lay it on your opponent every now and then. No diddy. You're going to have to do that. Just boxing ain't good enough. That you can't have a completely amateur style. I would like to see Madrimov get back to some of that, the showboaty stuff he used to do. Right? Because honestly, that was the shit that set him apart. That was the shit that set him apart. Is it textbook? Fuck no. But just like Roy Jones, like, he will come at you with his hands down. You know, he'll leap in from a mile away. He'll leap in with a wild hook from a mile away. He does stuff that you wouldn't advise other fighters to do, but he can do it. And imagine if he didn't do that, any of that, against James Toney. James Toney would have whipped his ass. He needed all that special shit that he can do. He needed all that. I think Madrimov is the same way. And of course, I'm not calling Madrimov Roy Jones, but he does have some special gifts, some special talents, and he needs to use them. Don't make yourself too vanilla. Don't make yourself too vanilla. I thought he did that in the Crawford fight as well, but I get it. I get why you would do that in the Crawford fight. Vergil Ortiz, like, I thought he could have hit Vergil Ortiz a lot more than he did. He could have hit Vergil Ortiz a lot harder than he did. Just my opinion, right? Turki Al-Sheikh. As far as Riyadh season, I'm impressed with Riyadh season. I like Riyadh season. I mean, I really like Riyadh season. I'm glad. Put it like this: boxing is much better with Riyadh season than it would be without Riyadh season, right? I'm happy that we have it. At the same time, though, Riyadh season has some work to do. Riyadh season can't go the wrong way. And by the wrong way, I mean like these decisions. Be a breath of fresh air for the sport. Don't be more the same for the sport. Don't come in, and I know, you know, Turki, you know, he's a passionate guy. So during the fight, Turki Al-Sheikh's down there, you know, telling Hamza Shiraz that he's down on the scorecards. He's fighting Carlos Adames, and you got Turki Al-Sheikh down there. Hey, they say you're down. He's trying to help out his guy. I don't think that's a good look. I know it happens. It happens all the time. But for Turki For Turkey Al-Sheikh, who's coming in as not a promoter, but a facilitator for the sport. I don't think it's a good look for him to do things like that. Right? I don't think it's a good look to have him do things like that and then have that guy get a gift draw decision in the same fight. I don't think that's good. I don't think it's a good look. But I'm not going to trash the whole event because of that. And I'm certainly not going to trash the event because Tank Davis said some shit. Like, Tank Davis has no credibility as far as I'm concerned. None. So, I just want to throw that out there. But what kind of video would it be if we didn't touch on that last fight, the main event, Dmitri Bivol'S versus Artur Beterbiev? They finally screwed my guy, man. They finally screwed my guy over. They really wanted to do it last fight, but they got him this time though, didn't they? And I don't want to sound bitter. I like Dmitri Bivol'S. I like Bivol'S. I like him. Bivol'S did not win that fight, okay? He didn't. Bivol'S got dogged out. He got dog walked worse in the earlier rounds of this fight than he did the last time. In the last fight, he was right there in the middle. He was right there in the middle of the ring, going back and forth in the early rounds. He actually had control of the fight in the early rounds. In this fight, Beterbiev was knocking him around. And Bivol'S was running. Yes, he would run and get back into a corner and land something. He would throw something and land. But how many times does he get hit before he land one or two shots? Like, what are we doing here, man? What the fuck are we doing here? But Artur Beterbiev, he won that fight. He just did. Are these fights the most entertaining fights? No. Which leads me to my second point. Why does Shakur Stevenson catch so much flack? Oh, because he's boring? What the fuck is Dmitri Bivol'S? He's exciting? Dmitri Bivol'S is exciting? Why don't he catch hell? Because you guys play favorites. Sorry. Yeah. Beterbiev got screwed, man. Like, he just did, man. Like, I had a feeling it was gonna happen. I kind of saw the writing on the wall. I saw how people was talking about the last fight, and I'm like, what are y'all seeing? Like, when guys getting dog walked round after round, usually he doesn't get the decision. Unless he can turn that around and do some dog walking of his own, which Bivol'S never did. He never did any dog walking. All he did was he would back Beterbiev off with a good shot here and there, and I'll give it to him. He landed some good shots. Now, what I will give Bivol'S got a chin, bro. Bivol'S got a hell of a chin. Like, I've seen Beterbiev get those punches in against everybody, and they start to affect them. They start to affect them. Bivol'S, one thing I will give him in these Beterbiev fights, he proved his chin. He proved his chin. He bite down on that gum shield and he fights. I'll give him that for sure. But winning, winning the fight, he didn't win the fight. Beterbiev got screwed. Hey, that's all I got, man. And if you like the video, bang off on that like button one time. Peace.